that in the past. And obviously Bill and Javante going at it, but sooner or later that fight becomes so big that it happens. I think what you've got to understand about Devin Haney is he's 25 years old. People talk about the face of boxing. This fight could be for the passing of the torch for the face of boxing this time. And two young guys in their prime both deserve a lot of credit. I know Devin will fight anyway. It's always been that way since we started looking after him in 2019. He wanted me to make the fight with Lomachenko in 2020, and he was chasing that genuinely. And Top Rank moved him up to franchise champion, and he became an email champion, as some of the critics called him. But look what he's done since. He's been unbelievable.
There's a pressure on Ryan Garcia. Is it a man, just from the standpoint of both the Devin, not to lose to Devin, that people look at and be like,
that's why I think that Ryan deserves a lot of credit. Because if he loses to Devin Haney, he's in a pretty tough spot. He's moving up to 140, so this is his true weight class. There's no hydration clause, and Devin's really difficult to beat. It's not like you're in with a guy who's a bit limited and, you can find a way. Like, Devin's very tricky and very skillful. So, again, I think that if Ryan loses this fight, he's not in a great position, but he's also young. But we should be commending that rather than saying, oh, you're done if you finish. You should be looking to take the biggest challenges in the sport. And I think, he messaged me a while ago and said, I want to fight Devin Haney. I didn't really believe it, and then he moved on to Rowley, which was definitely the right decision for him. But when that fell through, he came back to Devin, and you have to give him a lot of respect for taking the fight.
Eddie, why was it the right decision to face Rowley at that moment when he messaged you and he moved
on? It's a lot easier fight. If you're representing a fighter, you want, sometimes the biggest reward for the biggest risk. But I would fight Rowley every day over Devin Haney. I mean, it's such an easier fight.
Hopkins!
I think that he when that fight became available, I was disappointed, but I didn't hate him for the decision. I felt like it was probably the right decision. But what impressed me most was when that fight did fall through, Ryan stepped up and went back to Devin and said, yeah, we're going to make it happen. No, I think Devin wins that fight.
Why do you think on this part on the season?
Sorry?
What do you think makes up all these fights on the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's great for us, great for DAZN, but the problem is we're in a good position now where we don't just need to bring any fighter, any big name, because it's the price of that fighter. The price has got to be right for the business. You get a lot of these guys. This is why people are so inactive.
I appreciate you, bro. I'm trying to get them to turn the music down so y'all can hear me, man. I know y'all can't. Y'all saying the sound is bad. I'm trying to get the music to turn down. It's just ridiculous, bro. You can't hear nothing. This is old music, man. Right, I'm trying to get them at least to turn it down because I'm out. Yes, sir. trying to get them to at least turn down the music, man. So you can't hear nothing. It's pointless, bro. Y'all can hear me? It's pointless, man. It's just, I don't think they can. Yeah. Yeah, the reason I got them muted because they got the music just playing blasting, man. Music is blasting.
lightweight world title showdown between longtime rivals Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. I'm Chris Maddox, part of the DAZN broadcast team. The rivalry between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia dates back to the amateur days, when Devin and Ryan split 6 fights against each other. On April 20th, live at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, there'll be a rubber match, this time with the world title on the line, live worldwide on DAZN. Tickets will be available at the Barclays Center soon, so keep an eye on that in the coming days. Right now, we're going to bring in the fighters. Let's introduce first the former interim 135-pound champion, one of the biggest stars in boxing today, and one of the purest punchers in the sport today, King Ryan Garcia.
With the head? It was?
The man is one of the most accomplished young fighters in the sport today. He is the former, undisputed 135-pound champion. And the defending WBC 140-pounder champion, the Dream, Devin Haney. Just a few minutes, I'm going to bring up the promoter of this event, the chairman of Promotional, introduce the fighters. And as I mentioned, this fight will be streamed live, worldwide, on DAZN. And DAZN closed 2023 with an unrivaled schedule. And this year is picking up right where it left off. Last month, Haney secured one of the biggest wins of his career, stopping John Ryder. And just last week, Edgar Berlanga reestablished himself as a player in the 168-pound division with a spectacular knockout of Patrick McGrory. This weekend, the amateur rival will defend her 126-pound titles in her return to the island of Puerto Rico, with Jake Paul continuing his pursuit of major fights, appearing on the undercard. And in over 2 weeks' time, we will see the return of William Zepeda, one of the most exciting lightweights in all boxing. Now, at the end of the month, Gilberto Ramirez will attempt to become a 2-division world champion when he takes on Arson Mario. All that action will lead to the 140-pound showdown between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia on April 20th. We're going on now the Vice President of Marketing for DAZN, Mr. Alfie Sharp.
Hi everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Chris. What an atmosphere everyone here. Fantastic turnout, and rightfully so. I'm going to keep this brief because I'm eager to hear from the fighters, as the whole world are. I will say this: DAZN is the global home of boxing. We put on the biggest events in the world, the biggest names. On April 20th, there's nothing bigger out there at the moment. We truly have the biggest stars on our platform. Back in December, I saw Ryan's electric return to the ring against Oscar Duarte. He dispatched the field with ease. Later that month, Devin Haney dismantled Regis Program and added another world title to his collection. This event in April slots in, as Chris said, to an already packed swing schedule. Matt Serrano and Jake Paul return this weekend. Next week, we're over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for Knockout Chaos. Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou on Friday, March the 8th. Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world on May 18th, and huge domestic matchups in and amongst that. What a time it is to be a boxing fan. We as DAZN are incredibly proud, immensely proud to be delivering an unmatched schedule to our customers and sports fans around the world. But I'll leave you with this: we have two very special fighters one unmissable night of boxing, April 20th, live worldwide, only on DAZN. Thanks very much.
Well, as I mentioned, this is a grudge match between two longtime amateur rivals, but the WBC version of the 140-pound title will be on the line. Devin Haney is a two-division WBC world champion. Garcia has a different version of the WBC's 135-pound title. Here representing the WBC, please welcome Rachel Suleiman. Well, fighters, good afternoon. I'm so happy to be back in New York and to be present for what's going to be a trilogy. I see this fight going 2, 3, 4 times between these two young kids. I'm so happy to see Oscar de la Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, great promoters from Golden Boy with Eddie Gomez, to see Hearn from Matchroom, to see William Haney, and to see promoters working together. This is what we need in boxing. What we need is to see the greatest fights out there. Ryan and Haney have been in the merge of meeting each other for many years, but this is the right time for them to fight. They've gone the path very close, nearing to make it happen, but now it is April 20, Barclays Center here in New York. DAZN has grown to be the network of boxing. I'm very proud, very honored and thankful to DAZN for the work that they do every time to make boxing and put it in the map. These are two young kids with great social media following. I trust they will use that platform as their role models and they will behave properly in the lead-up of this fight. You can say anything you want for each other. Just remember that kids are looking at you. Just remember that you are on the stage to make boxing proud and to make the WBC proud. I wish all the best of luck. God bless. And I'd like to thank especially Samuel Martin, the WBC mandatory contender, to understand the size of this fight and to accept to be part of them fighting each other. Wish you best of luck to both sides. God bless you, and may the best medal. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I guess he stepped aside.
Yeah, he did. But he said it like he did.
Well, 2019, Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing made Devin Haney one of his first major U.S. signings. He got into his first world title, and just 2 months ago, promoted fight that saw Devin become a two-division world champion. I'd like to invite now the chairman of Matchroom Boxing, Mr. Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, firstly, what a great turnout here in New York. We just want to echo the words of Alfie and Maurizio about the unbelievable work that DAZN are doing in the sport of boxing. We made our move to DAZN a few years ago in America and recently in the UK. We saw the vision that they had to become the global home of boxing. And every weekend, there is a mega fight from around the world. This is one of the greatest fights that can be made in the sport. We're fresh off Orlando, Oaxaca, we've got Japan coming up, and in just 10 days' time on Friday, March 8th, Anthony Joshua fights Francis Ngannou in Riyadh. This really is the unrivaled home of boxing. I just want to say particularly well done to Oscar and Bill for making this fight, and well done to Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, because without the fighters running the biggest test, we don't see fights like this happening. I see Mr. Garcia on his throne. He's a very handsome man, but this guy to the right, he's a different kind of breed. What Bill has done with Devin has been an incredible story of father and son. In the early days, playing for his fight in Mexico, probably for most purposes, they hustled their way to get recognised, to get respected, and when we joined up with him in 2019, I met a man that was very special. In 2020, he told me to get him Vasily Lomachenko. I thought it was a terrible idea. He said, get me that fight. We chased that fight to the point where the WBC had no choice but to make him champion. It's not something he wanted to earn it against the best. And I'm so pleased now that he's getting the plaudits that he deserves. Because from there, after beating Jojo Diaz and Jorge Linares, he got the opportunity to go into the backyard of George Kambosos in Australia, to become the undisputed champion. He then had to go back and do it all over again. Then he came back and he finally got his chance against Vasily Lomachenko. He chose that as a voluntary defense. Who does that? Who chooses Vasily Lomachenko as a voluntary defense? He did that. He moved straight up the weight class. He beat Regis Program and shut out to become a 2-division world champion. On April 20th, at the Barclays Centre, these two are not just fighting for the prestigious WBC world title, they're fighting really at the face of boxing. The face of boxing in years to come, because they're 25 years old. This is what's going to make this sport great. And these are two great fighters, but this man to my right, I think he might be unbeatable. I think he might be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. And when you're dedicated to the sport, when you do things right, you know what? Anybody's beatable, that's cat. Anyone's beatable. I like you. I like you. But I package man every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. Do you know that right? I know that. I think he's unbeatable, but one thing I do is I respect you for taking this challenge. Because you have proven time and time again you are willing to fight the very best in the sport. And that is great for boxing. But I will leave you with this. On April 20th, you will get an amazing card. And I'll see this man as being, and still, the WBC champion of the world.
Well, it was almost 30 years ago to the day that a young Oscar De La Hoya won his first world title, knocking Jimmy Breedall down 3 times and route to a 10th round knockout. We'll hold there, Oscar. And this people on that one. You watch the big star in his promotional stage attempt to become a world champion for the very first time. Here's the finalists and their teams. Please welcome the chairman and CEO of Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya.
Gracias, thank you very much. And welcome to Fight of the Year. You have Devin Haney, who is an unbelievable talent, undefeated. He has worked his way up to becoming a major threat at 140 and at 135 and 147 if he decides to move up. But on the other hand, you have Ryan Garcia, who is willing to be the best, who is willing to take challenges. I mean, you have to think about this. Both fighters wanted this fight. When I was talking to Bill and Bill Haney's Promotions, it was easy to make. We had a handshake deal in, 10 minutes? When I talked to Ryan, he said, do it, let's go. I want to be doing it. I want to fight the best. I want to prove to the world. I want to prove to myself that I am the best. And here we are. In New York, the media capital of the world, the fight matchup is going down April 20th, and we're all excited. Are you guys excited? They fought 6 times already in the amateur, and they're 3-3. So this one does count. This fight here is like they say for all the marbles. This fight here is to see who the best fighter at 140 is. And the start of a great career at 140. The weight division is stacked with great talent like Teofimo Lopez. You got fighters who are moving up to 140, 147. So this is the weight class to watch. This is the fight to watch. The best fighting the best. And when I started Golden Boy, that was my vision. To have the best fight the best, and we're here now, today. I'm super excited because when you build a star, you
you have to fight in New York. You have to fight here to become the best, to be the best. And so I'm very, very excited for that those fighters are willing to be the best and fight the best. So thank you very much. I will now have the pleasure to introducing my partner, a legend, a champion in the middleweight division, a two-time division champion. That's Hopkins to say a few words. Good night.
I'm going to be quick. First of all, I'd like to thank the DAZN. I'd like to thank everybody that had a lot to do to put this fight together. All right, we got two words here. Listen, this all going to make clear to everybody's out there. This match was talked about years ago by Bill Haney, who came and asked me to fight to make this fight, or at least try to influence it so it can happen. And I said to say this is that time to continue to move forward. And now, as we heard, and I've spoken this fight to existence years ago. If you need some receipts to back up what I said, go to B-Hop the and you'll see the video on my Instagram. So, hold up. So, now that we are here, a lot of us got to be mindful when we ask for. Because what you ask for, you might not want when you get it. And so, this fight here in New York City, out of all places in the world, especially the United States, this is the Mecca city to fight. And to get sure, to me, this is the place that you must come through to get your stamp birth certificate of approval of greatness. And when you come through New York City, whether it's Madison Square right now, the Barclays Center, you must show through, because one thing about New Yorkers, and one thing about being on this East Coast, we show the world that you better come right. And so, these two young fighters, young men, not kids, gotta understand that to be great, you must do great things. And the best in the division, like the regular divisions, like the 70th division, the 80th divisions, or the 50th divisions, the best for the best, and that's what we're set out to do. That's how we spoke about this is how we wanted to do this, and we started off with what? We started off with Ryan Garcia, and kept the momentum. Now, as all the sexual bodies and all the boxing fans, whether you biased or non-biased, you're starting to see a trend. You're starting to see a contagious fight, not only by us, by others. We spark the flame in the boxing world. So let's not forget that some has quick memories, but they have bad thinking and bad memories. So to everybody that understands the greatness of fights, this is one of those fights that can go down in history. Because I believe that both sides have the talent to change each of those minds that go in that round by round and be the winner. This fight here has a fight superstar stamp over it, and I believe the world will have. Beef? We don't have no beef. Okay, there we go. When it comes to knowing, and my partner can verify this after, when it comes to knowing greatness, I lost my first fight, and I told Ryan in the dressing room, and how you started, how you finished. And you must understand that, because the great ones that came up, from where they came up off the ground, out of the continue to keep that mindset that it ain't over until it's over. And Ryan's career starts with this fight here for Dustin Sun. Next, I would like to invite Devin Haney's father, Matchroom, and bring her to Secondly, the son of the top of the hospital, ladies and gentlemen, representing Devin Haney Promotion,
First of all, I want to thank Rob for making this whole thing possible. I want to thank Oscar for having that fine, beautiful blue suit on to try to distract me from the shit that the alien just said. Because I'm telling you, I don't understand it. I didn't understand it then, and I still don't understand it now. When I came to him with business. I came to him with the best fighter in the world. And I came to him and I said, I'm going to go to proper protocol, I'm going to approach you, and I'm going to bring Devin to him. I mean, I don't know where the animosity came with a bullshit plan. He said he's from, and he was in the penitentiary, and you know, he keep making these references back to the penitentiary. Well, some things that if you've really been in the penitentiary, you just don't bring up. The alien still seems to think that he can highlight that and somehow give off the image that he's doing something for the people. Well, no, he hasn't. You know what I mean? As long as his thing with my good brother right here, Ryan Garcia, and the brown people, but that's everything that he's done hasn't represented me or what my people stand for. So I'm going to get past that part. And I'm going to say what a wonderful fight that this is and a wonderful opportunity to first, Hearn, Hall of Fame promoter within himself that Devin and we've been working with for quite some time. But I knew that this was going to take something special. And the assignment that Devin sent me to do was to approach the only human being that's a Hall of Fame fighter and a Hall of Fame promoter, and not Oscar de la Hoya. Okay, and I put the onus on him. I said, listen, when you were a Hall of Fame fighter, you fought everybody. So as a Hall of Fame promoter, I put the onus on you that you are now going to make the fight between two guys in their prime, just like you did. And if you don't represent that, then I don't see you as a Hall of Fame promoter. And he assured me that that's just what he is. If both fighters wanted to fight, that he was assured that that had happened. And he was a man of his word, and we made it happen. As far as Ryan Garcia and this whole thing about New York not being the place to make this fight happen. Well, I know that being from California, you can be tough, you can be the king in California, but if you ain't came through New York, then you ain't made it for real. I know this, that if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere, so that's what we came. I mean, it was a no-brainer. I mean, if it was Brooklyn, it was going to be, if it was Madison Square Garden, it was going to be, it didn't matter. Let me let you know this. It doesn't matter the state or the place, because Devin is going to be that wrong, put it on face. There's going to be some girls just going to be crying. And by round 5, down goes Ryan. To not only Oscar de la Hoya, but also Holly de la Hoya, who saw the way, who did a lot to make this fight happen. And shout out to Holly. I know she came up with the idea for the link, the conference interest, which you beautiful girl. And what is wrong about you having your Holly? Shout out to Holly de la Hoya. I know Holly. I know Holly. I'm at the corner. You would think of something like that. Next, I'd like to introduce someone who has become one of the golden trainers for the world's leading fighters. It is my pleasure to introduce the two-time trainer of the year and Ryan Garcia's head man in the corner, Devin.
That's my G. Right, so.
Well, we have to be here and, we never thought that, to be another business man. Always with Devin, a great fighter. Follow Devin along the way. Me and Ryan getting together, I think it's gonna be a really great deal. I can't wait to, show everything we're working on and, show just how good and how much improvement Ryan is making constantly. And, for him to become, WBC champ, so Mauricio, we always been a family, to have champions always for the last 8 or 9 years or whatever, so, looking forward to that, and, let's get it, Ryan.
I'm the champ.
Thank you very much, Derek. And also the fighters, it is my pleasure. This young man, at such a young age, he's better to do great. Both fighters here, at the tender age of, 24, 25, are fighting the very best at a young age. And we don't see that anymore. This fight here truly is the best against the best. And when I saw Ryan Garcia for the first time, throwing his punches, fighting in the amateurs, I did see something special. And he's proven it many times over. And it doesn't mean just because you lose one fight that your career is over. It means that you have the opportunity to get right back up and prove to the world that you are the best. So it is my pleasure, and thank you very much for making this fight easy. It literally took 5 minutes with a handshake to make this fight, because both guys are daring to be great. With a record of 24-120 knockouts, Ryan Garcia.
First of all, I'm gonna start this on a serious note. I know you guys see the throne, you guys see me coming out like a king, but I just want to give glory to the King of Kings, Jesus Christ. I live my life and I never leave it and everything I do, so I want to start that way. And second, shout out to NYC was good. It's just a big opportunity for me. When I first came into the game, I just wanted to make a bunch of money, and then I did that. But now I want to go for the legacy, I want to go for the bouts. Devin's in the way, I want my vengeance spark. I'm ready to get back and grab and everything, so I'm going to be straight for this man. I promise you that. I promise you, I'm going to be so cool. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. I'm going to be ugly. You don't need a house on my swear. You don't have 3 opportunities for saving. It's going to be bad. Anyway, all I gotta say is this, man. Shout out my team, straight up. Shout out my team is great. Shout out DP, shout out everyone. Matty D, Denny, all of them, RJ, the whole crew, Bernard, Danny. Shout out Bernard, shout out Oscar, shout out everybody. You shout out everybody. Okay, I'm gonna explain this, right? I love NYC. Everybody thinks I'm hating on fighting NYC. I love NYC personally. I do. My other thing is this. If we can be fortunate in Vegas, why wouldn't we try to do it? That's cool. But listen, if it's NYC, it's NYC. I'm gonna get some here after birthday, April 20th. So be it. Let God will be there in our minds. So I'm straight up. If you want, we'll fight April 20th. I'm gonna destroy you anyway. April 20th, April 4th, you can pick it for tomorrow, April 9th, I'm doing it all. It's fine. What are you talking about, bro? You're always talking, bro. I remember you a baby. Remember that. The one with the apple. I remember you a baby.
The one with the apple?
I remember you for a while.
Oh, sure.
I know that. Anyway, I'm gonna get your shit out of your mouth. Oh, shit, I'm gonna get the meat.
Now, take that. What?
No.
I remember. The question is, are we gonna hear as a new or still? At just 25 years of age, there's not a lot that I can, David Haney hasn't accomplished in the sport of boxing. He's undefeated, 25. He's undefeated, he is 2-time division world champion, and he fights anyone and everyone.
So on April 20, he will look to become the face of American boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, the former undisputed lightweight champion of the world and current WBC super lightweight champion, Devin "The Dream" Haney.
What happened, this is a great opportunity for me and my family, a great fight for the fans. We know that, Ryan does not want the fight to be here. Behind closed doors, he's tricking the people. He's doing anything that he can to make the fight go to Vegas at a later date. But the fight needs to happen on April 20th at the Barclays here in New York. It's going to be a hell of a big event. And listen, we've seen him very quick before. Be no different. It's gone, we put it down low, and on the April 20th, we capture the gun, and we come home with the victory. That's all right.
All right, we guys have winning. Devin Orion. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are now closed with all these pictures. Thank you.
Nice and quick, bro. Nice and easy.
We'll do a quick Q&A first before we get to the questions. Get the photos with these two guys. I want to ask you, Devin has been kind of on your radar for a number of years now. You guys are around the same age, fighting the same weight class. The day he beat Regis Prograis, you went on social media and said you're ready to fight Devin Haney. Why is now the right time for this fight?
I explained this before on the face-off, but I thought he was picking up steam. He finally, became like more of a draw and big potential for a great fight and a great event. So I see him, obviously every time he fights it's mid, it's like whatever, but he did a little better this time, so I was like, all right, let's do it, let's run it. And this is just the perfect time. It's for the WBC battle, it's at a healthy weight, 140, everything's on the line. I think this is the right moment, and that's why.
Devin, why do you think he's so eager to fight you now?
I think that makes sense. I've been wanting to fight Ryan for a long time, and we just think he's eager to fight me, but we don't know. If he goes on another draw with Floyd, he might pull out again. So we don't know.
Dollar bill.
Devin, when you guys first squared off in the ring 4 years ago, there was a friendliness to it. There's a friendly rivalry there. Over the last couple of months, it seems like it's gotten pretty personal between you two guys. Why has it gotten to that point?
I spoke with this earlier. I heard some things, that Ryan has said about my religion, which me and Ryan talked about before, and he said that he didn't say. So, I'm not going to, hold him to that. But at the end of the day, it's personal now, and it's bigger than boxing. We've been rivals since we were 9, 10 years old, and now it's time to seal the deal. It's time to when it counts for everything on April 20th. I think I want to just address that real quick. Obviously, we did it before, but I'm not here to disrespect them like that. I don't want to disrespect anybody's religion.